10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Doom.
Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Elder Titan.
Dire team pick.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the Dota 2 Canada Cup lower bracket, I guess, the first round of the lower bracket for the playoffs. We are here, Perky Pepperonis versus Luccini Gaming in a best-of-1 series. Winner of this series will move on and play up against the next squad. Loser of this game will go down, and they'll be done in the entire bracket of the playoffs here for Dota 2 Canada Cup. We already had a 3-game series between, of course, Dragneel as well as, God, I can't even remember. Evernova. I'm losing it. My memory's going very quickly here as we
You're
jump into the
getting
game.
old, Mark.
I really am, man. It's you cast one best-of-3 series, then that's it. You're done. But no, we have a pretty good one here. Luccini, a very underrated team, obviously missing a couple of their key players, but Perky Pepperonis, they have been around in a number of different names, Boreal probably being the most notable. A lot of very solid players that you may be more familiar with than I am. Nimble Navigator, a.k.a. PQ, Monkeys Forever, Jeppins, I believe. Dad is, I want to say Leon Black. I might be wrong about that. Probably. Not sure completely. Maybe that's how the old Boreal would have been. I'm going to have to check that, actually, but we'll check later on down the road.
That's interesting. Leon Black, that's definitely a Han name that I recognize.
Well, he was on Boreal for like the longest time. He was on Boreal last season, so I want to believe that that's who it is, but I'm probably wrong about that, so I don't know.
So for Luccini, that's not Black, is it?
No, it's not. I'm 95% sure that's not the actual Black.
Just some trickster under a funny pseudonym. Oh,
I think he's done that before. I don't know
I
who it
wonder if
was.
that's an homage or like a flame to our prized player.
I doubt that it's a flame. Excuse me. I don't think that they're that type of team. I don't believe Luccini are those type of people. I feel like
Really?
they're I feel like they're. I mean, every time I see Luccini, they've been mannered for the most part. I don't know. I haven't had any real interaction with them, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, Andrew.
All right,
Sadly.
all right, I got you. So, what are we working with here, Mont? This is best of one. This is elimination. This is
Yeah.
where you bring out the big guns. You get those big old pepperonis. You slap them down on the pizza. Pull out your pocket strat if you've got it. Phoenix Elder Titan, some great team fight. Now the Life Stealer, some Infest Bomb action. Even before Blink Daggers come out, you've got Icarus Dive to go with the Infest Boom Boom Pow. So a pretty good opener here for Luccini. Pretty well rounded. The Perky-Ronies, though, they're looking pretty good as well, Mott. They've got Doom, always a good opener to have, and they prioritize the Bat Rider. So probably their off-laner here. Still yet to know where the Doom's going to go, but I think likely to be on that roaming 4 position as we've seen. And, oh, wow, third pick, Night Stalker.
If this draft was based on meta, like if the game who won and lost the game was based on meta alone, I'm sure Luccini would have won already based on these 3 openings. It's like the super meta heroes right now. Elder Titan, Lifestealer, and Phoenix. Dear God, they can't get any more meta than that besides maybe Doom, but that's been picked forever anyways. Then you have Batrider and Nightstalker. You're like, okay, this could be good. It depends on who's playing it, how they're playing it. It's obviously probably comfort picks from Perky Pepperonis. Silence is obviously very good against Phoenix and Elder Titan, and Nightstalker is generally a good run at you style of hero, but against a Life Stealer, you're kind of like, oh, I don't know about that. It's interesting.
Yeah, what do they go here to round out this lineup? I hope they lane this Elder Titan a little bit better than what we saw earlier, where you either put him in a lane where he can leech some XP and just harass, because the Spirit is pretty good for zoning people. Even if you hit him, it doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it gives you that extra damage so you can poke even harder and trade blows and give yourself an advantage. But the roaming Elder Titan, I think, is not something that fits into the meta. This is a nice team fighter, though. Some good stun to go with that Phoenix Egg. Some wombo combo, if you will. Of course, the Ravage there in the Tide Hunter. I like it.
Yeah, this is a good team fight pickup for them. They have the Supernova, they have the Ravage now. You talked about the Wama combo, you have the Stomp. Ravage is definitely going to come out and it's going to be effective. And you have like a abundance of heroes that could go into the offlane right now. Well, maybe not. Probably Tide and then Phoenix off, or Phoenix support, Elder Titan support, Lifestealer put in the safe lane. You could maybe do like a solo safe lane Tide or a dual lane with a Tide Hunter and then send the Lifestealer off lane to leech that experience like you were talking about with the Elder Titan, because he does lack out on experience and levels. He gets kind of crippled if that's the case. I don't know. I mean, good team fight. Good counter initiation too. Batrider comes in and lasts as you just Ravage. And, I think you're probably fine there. Doom's going to be an issue, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, you make a good point. And one of the big issues with the Tide that you can always go back to is you can fight around that ultimate. You know when Tide is strong and you know when Tide is weak. If you lose a team fight, that can be the best time to take another fight, because you know there's not going to be a Ravage. There probably won't be a Supernova or an Earth Splitter, all these longer cooldown ults. You look at the Perky Pepperonis, and they can definitely fight a good bit more frequently. Batrider's ult gets down to a 60-second cooldown. That's about half of Phoenix, almost half of Elder Titan. Doom's ultimate is pretty long, but Night Stalker, he's ready to fight anytime it's nighttime out. And they could grab somebody else here with a pretty low cooldown ult, somebody that wants to fight a lot. And they could definitely bring the fight to Luccini and capitalize on that weakness, I think, 100%.
Yeah, I feel like they're missing just that X factor for Perky Pepperonis that's really going to make me go and say, wow, I like that choice, or wow, I have that team fight to deal with the Lifestealer, to deal with Tide Hunter. I just feel like they don't have that yet. Yeah, Lasso and Doom both go through match community, but that's not a real answer to the Lifestealer. Gets his rage off beforehand, he just doesn't take any damage for a lot of these abilities. So it comes down to them picking up a hero that really synergizes with all 3 of these heroes, as maybe an initiator, maybe just somebody that has good team fight presence, or a safe lane carrier that can provide them the damage they're looking for. Because I feel like that's kind of what they're missing, is just that, well, that's something. That certainly is something. And it might be a Midget hero, because we've been seeing that a lot lately. The Midnight Stalker is definitely what we saw last series, too. God, I don't know. I think it's Midget hero. It could be anyway. I don't know. I have no idea.
I want to say mid. I feel like when I was casting with Slacks and we casted the Perky Pepperonis series, they did mid Jakiro.
Yeah, you casted these guys. I haven't cast these guys yet. That's right. I was like,
So I'm pretty sure it's going to be mid Jakiro, off lane Bat Rider, and then either position 4 Doom or safe lane Doom. But I think the safe lane Doom is pretty unlikely. So they're looking for a safe lane carry here. And the Jakiro can actually do a lot of damage. He can go for the early Veil, as we've seen a couple of heroes do, or at least attempt. His damage output is pretty nuts. If you play him like a core and he keeps up in terms of XP, Dual Breath scales really well in those first couple levels in terms of skill points. I don't mean into the late game, but in terms of just if you have 4 points in it at level 7, Dual Breath does a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, and it's not a bad ability, nor is Liquid Fire, although they changed it to be not as good as it once was, kind of like Ice Path. But I think Hero mid probably is your best bet, and then wherever we go from there is up in the air. Honestly, it could be any landing situation for Perky Pepperonis after that. Hell, I mean, Jakiro doesn't even have to go mid. They have so many different options here. Like Bat Rider could go mid, Night Stalker can go mid, Jakiro could go safe lane, and go support. This is very open ended, which I think is what Perky Pepperonis wants. They want to be a little bit confusing. This last pick will probably tie it all together, and they have 1 second left in reserve time. Well, it's exactly as you call it. It is a safe laner. It is going to be somebody that carries the game for them. So your original assessment of Doom support, Night Stalker support, probably Bat Rider off lane, Jakiro mid, Weaver safe lane. I think that is a correct assessment, Andrew.
Yeah. Well, again, the Perky Pepperonis are lacking a bit on control here. And the Alchemist makes it all the way through to 5th pick. Okay, well, that'll be an easy pickup for Luccini. And now they definitely have the late game secured, I think, suffice it to say. Lifestealer, Alchemist, with an Elder Titan, Tidehunter, Phoenix, your late game's looking pretty solid. There is not a lot of teamfight control for the Perky Pepperonis. I mean, their stun is basically a Flaming Lasso, Ice Path, which you go for the core Jakiro, you often won't see many points in Ice Path, maybe an early point just so you can interrupt TPs, but outside of that, man, they need to do a lot in these lanes and take a pretty early lead, I think, because those mid-game team fights are going to be rocky here.
Yeah, Ice Path used to be amazing. It's worthless now, honestly. I don't even see it get skilled up in some instances. You're like, but it's a disable. It's just a bad disable now. It's just the delay is too long. The duration sucks. 2.2 seconds at its max level. They really crippled this ability a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like the one thing that it can do is interrupt TPs from pretty long distance because it still has long range. It does have the delay, of course, but that is about all that it provides.
I feel like maybe later on in the game when you have levels to spare and you want to max it out and you don't want to go for stat points, fine, sure, okay. Ice Path can be okay because you could somehow you can wombo combo. You can 3-man Ice Path into whatever else. Maybe then it's fine.
It's annoying. I would put it in that category.
Mildly annoying. It's a nuisance.
It's a nuisance, but it's dumpy. The Weaver's an interesting last pick here. I mean, something like a Clinks could have possibly worked, try to capitalize on that low armor Alchemist, and maybe the Weaver is going to follow a similar tune here. You should be able to farm pretty well in the safe lane, and we'll see what build he goes for. He could just rush the Desolator, go Brown Boots, Aquila, Wand, Deso, and there will be a nice window where his damage is going to be nasty. Alchemist, Phoenix, Lifestealer, all very low armor heroes. Even Tide and Elder Titan, being strength heroes by nature, they're fairly low armor. This is a great Deso game.
Okay, hear me out. I think I messed up on the names a little bit. I think PQ is Leon Black, the Nimble Navigator. And Dad is just Pizza Dad or Moravius, if you know who those people are.
Moravius. Yeah, he used to be in Clan Milk.
Yeah, okay. So we have figured it out. We're ready to get the game going. Yeah, we're good. Okay, Perky Pepperonis, lots of pizza references from the PP side on the Dire squad. I feel like we've talked about who's won the draft before, and every time I feel like, at least the one time we talked about it, we were wrong. PQ, you have the courier. Put it down. You've got the courier. All right, cool.
There we go. He noticed. Close call, though. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this one is definitely a little bit different, though. I mean, that time we did have the one caveat, and that caveat was they needed to have some sort of a laning stage that wasn't disastrous, and it was one of those games that they just never had any momentum.
Pretty bad. Yeah, it's not great.
Night Stalker with an Iron Talon, though. Looks like Jeppins is definitely going to be doing some farming here.
Yeah, this is super comfort hero. Monkeys Forever. I've seen him have some really bad mid matchups, but one of the mid matchups I've seen him dominate in is this particular mid matchup with the Bat Rider.
It looks like I was wrong, though. Yeah, it's going to be Batrider mid, and Jakiro is going to play the support role.
Which I'm not sold on. The Nimble Navigator, if you will be on the...
Nimble Navigator.
God, the pauses are fast. No, Windows 10, I do not want to upgrade right now. Dear God. Jeez. Not at any worse time? Dear Lord.
Yeah, they're pretty pushy with that shit.
They really are, man. Just like, come on. I'm trying to cast Dota.
Hey there. We downloaded this for you when you told us not to, so it's already here. Do you want to install it now, or did you want to do it later, or how about now?
We're going to give you 15 minutes to make a decision.
No, oh, you want to be pinged again in an hour? Okay, that's the longest setting we have because
so bad.
You need to be reminded that Windows 10 is here. And
dude, I mean, swear to God,
it's probably okay now, but I never upgrade right away.
Dude, it's like I put it for like every 4 days after it comes up, and then it's like the next day. It's just like, hey, you said 4 days from now, but we're really pushing it on
honestly,
today.
I'm mostly afraid to install it because I feel like they're going to install it and then tell me I have to pay for it retroactively. Do the like Microsoft Word thing where they give you a 30-day trial but don't tell you, so you start making documents and go, fuck! Now I can't access any of my shit. I might as well buy it so I can turn in my goddamn homework.
I don't think they're gonna do that. That seems extraordinarily gritty, even for a tech company.
I don't trust them. Free upgrades, that's not in Microsoft's vocabulary.
Sure. I mean, listen, I have no idea.
There is trickery afoot. At the very least, they're pulling a Google and trying to steal my data somehow. I don't like it.
Probably, but you kind of have to just let that happen, I think.
Hey, I got a MacBook sitting here, buddy. I'm ready to make the switch. Too bad they don't have any graphics cards, though. Fuck!
I mean, good luck casting off of a MacBook or just
you want to play
Mac.
Overwatch? Oh, hopefully you don't have a Mac. Blizzard was just like, yeah, we gave up trying to make games run on those hunks of shit, so
at least
we're
you can
not
play
even
Dota.
gonna bother.
You can play Dota on a Mac, so that's good.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's at least the one oh god, this courier's dead. This courier is so dead. Shekid?
Is he gonna be able to get the bottle though?
Dive? He needs 2 hits on it.
No, the bottle.
Oh my god, he's gonna die.
Blood?
He's gonna die for this.
Oh my god.
Monkeys is like, all right, you got the courier, I got my bottle and first blood. Thanks. I have 400 gold now. My boots are done as soon as the courier's back alive.
I think Monkeys will take that trade. Oh my.
That's Shekid just being a little bit too late to the party, sadly. Meanwhile, the sword goes anchor smash, gets dual breath into the swarm, and he's like, okay, I probably need more regen.
Wow. So, all right, what do these lanes look like here? It's the jungling doom for the Pepperonis here, and right now it's just a solo life stealer in the safe lanes. This is great news for Jeppins. He's going to be able to get near the creep wave at least. He's got that iron talent, so he can last hit pretty effectively. The Elder Titan, as we've talked about, boots first, just not the best laning support. You know, can't really do too much to zone unless he's just sitting there spamming that spirit, and even then he's going to run into some mana issues since he doesn't have Soul Ring or anything. And the Phoenix, after that unfortunate beginning, is now just going to linger mid and try and help Black, but this is already proving to be kind of a difficult lane for him.
This is not going well. There's a Firefly.
5 last hits, but oh, Godmot.
There's 5 stacks. Good Icarus dive to slow down this Firefly dive, but now there's 6 in the Inferno. But that's a dead Alchemist. That's just, it's that easy for Monkeys. Without even boots, he can bottle up now, get back at least a half HP and half mana.
Dude, this is the dream start for a mid Batrider. This hero is pretty hard to play mid with. His base damage is complete ass. His attack range is pretty low, but if you get the edge and you can just man up on people like that, it is so hard to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing really well. He's almost 800 gold on top of boots that have yet to come out. Pizza's dad comes in and helps get the kill, which gets him up to level 2. He went Inferno Blade level 2 instead of getting the Scorched Earth. Now he's going to devour a creep that's probably not the Wild Wing. Pearl Boulder's pretty good, so we'll take that. The freaking dumb mud golem, stupid looking thing that it is. Please no Valverino, Batarino, but Jeppins is going to get gone on bottom as Cogni is going to work with the Blightstone. Should probably be a kill, but Jeppins is actually tangoing up.
Jeppins, no!
That was not
this.
the play. He actually might live.
Right, movement speed edge does go to the life stealer. He's got boots. Jeppins does not. How is he still alive? This Night Stalker has so much armor early on. He's such a high EHP hero, but as we're watching that, see the Alchemist die again in the mid lane.
Yeah, they get the trade though.
Yeah, does end up falling to the Phoenix, who gets the shutdown gold, but still, that's another kill on the Alchemist. They are keeping him down for the effect.
So one thing you're used to seeing on a Lifestealer is being far and ahead above anybody else in CS, and that's not happening. The Weaver, who I don't know who it is currently at this point, has the 18 last hit advantage, 18 and 9, 19 and 9, if you will. The Alk's actually doing pretty well in terms of CS, but he's died twice. Monkeys Forever definitely has more net worth. He has 3 freaking kills, for God's sakes, but he's only 400 gold behind. He's probably dead again. Sunray's going to come out. They need one more right click. Monkeys will get it. He'll die.
Oh my God,
again.
dude.
Wow. I'm sure these trades are probably worth it for Monkeys, though. He was at like 900 gold a second ago. He's at 1,200 now. So.
Dude, 100%. This Alchemist has died 3 times in the first 3.5 minutes. He is... I mean, he can still recover. It's an Alchemist, but this is pretty crippling damage. He's managed to find 18 last hits somehow in between deaths here. Only level 3. Bat Rider is now level 5, has a Wind Lace and 1,300 gold.
Listen, here's the upside. The Phoenix is level 4, and he picks up his Tranquil Boots at 4 minutes. So there's the upside. That's the upside here for Luccini. They have that going for them, which is nice. Camu is just going to get Inferno Bladed. The Staple Gun, the Stomp. Barely hits on Pizza Dad or Moravius, whatever you want to call him. Windlace, though, with Tranquils, he's pretty speedy. They won't be able to chase him down. It's a party mid. Everybody's mid now. There's 4 mid for Luccini. There's 3 mid for Perky Pepperonis. And Black's going to get the stacks, or whoever Black is going to get the stacks of Sticky Napalm put back on him. He's getting dove again.
Careful, Black.
Back. Stomp misses. Jeffins actually does get hit by it, but I don't think they can do anything about it. Monkeys Forever is fine.
Jeffins wanted to dive that so bad. He knew there was a lot of support behind the Alk, and it was a pretty risky maneuver. With a double damage on like that, your first Night Cycle, level 4, takes some restraint as a Night Stalker player to not just dive onto that Alchemist, especially after the Flame Break hits.
Yeah, with the boots too, especially. If you didn't have those, probably not diving that, but... I mean... Luccini kind of have to make that play. They have to rotate the Tide over. They have to rotate everybody over to keep him alive, which is a huge issue. He's going to finally have phase boots. Meanwhile, Monkeys Forever is like 600 to 700 gold away from having his Blink Dagger. And if they get this tier 1 tower top, it's going to be even more gold going his way, which guess what? The Weaver has a Blightstone. He's working on getting this bad boy down as quickly as possible. They have level 2 Liquid Fire. Chikura's not getting much experience, but still, everything is going pretty well for the Perky Pepperonis right now. Although there is a net worth advantage for the Radiant team, it's very, very slight.
Yeah, some of that is just coming from the natural power of the Alchemist. You sort of expect them to be ahead in some regard, and they're actually even ahead in experience, which I find a little surprising. It felt like they were starting to get a little underleveled, but Pepperonis are in the same state. We're still only 6 minutes in, no ultimates yet, but a rotation onto the sword. They will chop that watermelon up. It's an easy dive past the tier 1 tower, and now the Ronis should be able to take this one down without too much trouble. No glyph available, so it's just going to fall, baby.
So Monkeys will stack from stuff. This stack plus the tower should actually get him his Blink Dagger at 7 minutes. This is what I was talking about before. This is a super comfort pick for Monkeys. He got a Blink Dagger at like 7 minutes before in a game that they lost, which was when he was on Archon, I believe. The Swords keep his back probably into his demise. If they dual breath, they can definitely get this kill. Unfortunately, they missed it. Not to mention there's a TP coming in from the Elder Titan. Not much mana to time lapse if you're the Weaver. Probably should pop that Mango. Or Wand Charge. Nah, it's fine. They're not going to chase him down. He's okay. He'll just TP home.
Pepperonis are pretty happy just to force a TP rotation here from the Radiant.
6 minute and 40... We're going to... Hold on. 6 minute and 39 second Blink Dagger for a Bat Rider mid. Not to mention Boots of Speed in a bottle and a Windlace that he got at the beginning of the game.
Look out, Big Daddy, because Bat Rider's coming.
Yeah, that's...
See if they can gank this Alchemist again, though. They are actually giving this Black character quite a bit of space. He's almost got an armlet up, so he is going for this more combative Alchemist. They have the Invest Bomb.
This actually could be a terrible fight for them. They have no idea, because there's no Dire Ward there. They're going to head to the jungle first, though. Monkeys Forever is very far ahead of the Weaver. Okay, maybe Cam was just an easier target. Yeah, that's a pretty easy gank. He doesn't need to use his Blink Dagger. Firefly. Do they use the lasso? Blink.
I think you still lasso this, right?
Yeah, there you go. Waste the Stomp. And it's like, all right, I don't know about this. It was being a little bit greedy. Meanwhile, Pizza Dad is probably dead to Sunray mid.
Yeah, it's a nice kill on Doom. They might be able to find the Alchemist, though, without lasso. Not sure how easy of a setup this is.
All right, here's the crazy thing. It's 7.5 minutes, and the Alchemist still has his armlet already, so he died 3 times.
You know, I said crippling damage, but it appears to not be so crippling. Tide Hunter now in some trouble here in the mid. This Night Cycle about to end.
He has launch charges and a Mango, so Ravage is a definite possibility, and that's why they have to back up. I think they saw his items and they were like, no, we can't chase that. That's fine. They're also giving experience to the Jakira now, which I think they should do for the Elder Titan, or excuse me, No, never mind. They're fine in experience everywhere else. The Doom's jungling. Thought the Elder Titan was on the Dire team for a second there, but it's not the case. Yeah, I think Pizza Dad and the rest of Perky Pepperonis Pizza Squad, I'll call them, is doing pretty damn well. You look at the net worth chart, the only person ahead, and not by much, is the Alchemist. Meanwhile, Monkeys Forever has scouted out a couple of heroes rotating in his Firefly. He's got Blink up in 3, and the chase begins. He's kind of looking to go back on check-in. He has Icarus Dive. Sunray will cancel the Link Dagger. Sunray following beautifully on Monkeys Forever, but that's that.
Can you say space created Batman?
Yes, but I'm not going to.
That was like, literally, he's just harassing the Elder Titan, forces a TP from the Phoenix. Monkeys is just putting a lot of pressure on, staying deep in enemy territory, making a lot of space around the map. Weaver's now farming the off lane. They're giving some space to Jeppins now to take some mid, and up top, it's just the Jakiro getting some solo time with the lane. He's now level 6.
Is he going to get
on
Veil?
arcane boots.
Do you just get Veil for Jakiro after your arcanes are done?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. It depends how they want to do mech. I mean, Doom is gone for the Tranquil build here, so probably not going to be... I think he's going
Drum. He has the Windlace and the Bracer. He just needs the Ring of Regen.
Yeah, you're right. So definitely not going to be the one getting the mech. So I guess it depends on how much the Perky Peps prioritize the mech here, or if they want your hero just to go damage. It's really going to be a preference thing.
Yeah, I think... I don't... Oh, God, Monkeys might be in trouble. Ravage, tail end of the Ravage will get the kill, or at least get the hit up onto it. The Anchor Smash and the Sunray will provide them the kill. They even get the Flame Break to push them back will not do anything. And that's finally the first non-trade death of the game for Monkeys. Every other exchange has been involved him dying, but also getting a kill at the same time. Not this time. He loses his life for essentially nothing. Jeppins walks around the corner, sees Shekin, pops up the Void, but it's too late. If he had waited half a second, he could have gotten the Icarus Dive. It's tough to follow, though, with that. So it's a good effort at the gank nighttime. Jeppins, again, wants to be very aggressive here. It is the second night, and this is where you really need to get stuff done. Yeah. But he does have a point boost, so I mean, either way, he's fine.
Yeah, interesting he doesn't have a point in Crippling Fear. I feel like at this point, that last point in Void is better spent just going into Crippling Fear so you have a silence. But here we go, set up onto Black. He might get that bounty rune, but no, the lasso pulls him away. Tidehunter survives to the onslaught from Jeppins. Black still gets the bounty rune. Probably going to go down here. He's still doing a lot of damage, though. Jeppins on the backside, dying to the Sunray, does make it out. Looking like a good fight here for the Perky Pepperonis. Icarus dive to the low ground, the sword low, but still alive. Now Monkeys blinks forward, stacking up the sticky, gets off a flame break. Needs a few more, though. The damage over time, not quite enough. Tide will live on just 25 humble hit points. Phoenix, though, maybe not so lucky. It's going to be a twofer here, Monkeys does make it back up to the high ground. This is a very long, drawn-out fight here, but it does go the way of the Perky Pepperonis.
Oh, no! Wait, he can't kill that. He's a Bat Rider. That's sad. Maybe he can.
Oh, with Dad's help, maybe they can get it.
No, they use the haste. It's going to be at 52 HP. They'll have to come back eventually, though. It's going to bring a Armlet, I believe, over to the Lifestealer. It will.
Yep. And Doom's actually used onto the Elder Titan.
That's awkward.
Yeah, I'm not going to get much out of that.
But
all the while, mid, Jakiro does get a tower. So, yeah, really long, drawn-out fight where it felt like neither team really wanted to commit, but they both sort of felt obligated to keep fighting as things kind of went back and forth. Bat Rider went in deep, almost got the Tide, couldn't quite do it. But all the while, Alchemist, I mean, they're killing him, but it just doesn't matter. Yeah, he followed up that bounty rune. What a hero, man.
I think he got the 3 points of Greevil's Greed, and then he just started maxing out his acid spray from that point on, and they're just like, well, we've killed you 4 times. Not that it matters. Oh my god, he just got like 300 gold from that bounty rune or something ridiculous. Maybe
yeah, he's about to have a relic. I mean, he's going to go Radiance, and even getting shut down as hard as he was, doesn't get the rune this time. Monkeys blinks back in on him. He actually wants to go for this. He's got a lasso.
I don't know, bringing him up there is the best idea. Because the rest of his team is now here. They got the Sunray, and Monkeys is like, I need to leave. Fire flying. He actually gets a Cur to come out to give him his Staff of Wizardry. Gonna get ravaged, though. This is gonna be a kill with the Anchor Smash. 2 right clicks should do the job, but his Firefly's done. And Shekin was there with the Icarus Dive had they not gotten the kill with those 2 right clicks.
That's a cute play from the Tide. I think a lot of Tide players would be hesitant to burn the Ravage on that, but it's a kill on the Tempo Controller. The enemy Tide definitely needs some farm to get towards that Blink Dagger, or the mech, as it turns out. That'll be a buckler for him as he secures the kill.
I mean, it's definitely more space creation for the Alchemist. Yeah. He now has enough money for his relic, unsurprisingly.
I like it.
Oh, God, this game suddenly turned really bad for the Pepperonis because the Alk's farming well now. The Lifestealer's second in net worth. He's already got his Armlet. He's working on his SNY. Wow, what happened? It was
Well,
going
this
so
is
well.
honestly hard to watch. Like, I feel like the Pepperonis have really done a good job trying to shut down this Alchemist. Like, they've made a very active effort to pressure him. Batrider dominated him in lane, and it simply doesn't matter. Not only is he keeping up, he is out farming this Weaver by a huge amount. This game is a perfect example of why Alk is first ban, first pick material. The fact that he made it to 5th pick in the draft is just crazy. We're going to see a gank attempt now onto the lifestealer. He does manage to rage as the Doom comes out. Really hurts. That's actually going to keep him alive.
I don't think you fight into this anymore, although there is no Ravage, which is something that you consider. Plus, you have a Desolator, too, on your Weaver. But that really sucks that he got the Rage off. They're going to blink further. They're going to look for a Lasso. They'll find it on Camu, but Kagami is looking to turn on this. And Monkeys is just in no man's land. He's alone. They left him behind. They said, listen, you went in too deep, and you're dead now. They just left him.
No.
They literally left him there.
Yeah, that was ambitious. And Monkey's kind of tunnel visioning a little bit there, it looked like, going in way too deep.
Yeah, that's just not great. I mean, this is exactly what happened when Archon had that. I don't even know who the game was against. I can't even remember off the top of my head. I think it was Archon, but Monkeys Forever was playing with the squad. I'm pretty sure it was Archon. And he had like a 6-minute blink dagger, and he was the one person doing work for the team. And they lost still very quickly too. And that's kind of how it feels right now for Perky Pepperonis. Luccini are in a very good spot. Inferno Blade, Kagami is maybe in trouble. He's got Rage, but he's been silent stuff. He's gotten Fest. Can he get it off in time? He cannot. The sword would have been in the vehicle, but he is, however, going to fall as well as the Ice Path freezes him up. They get off the Shikuchi damage, plus the Geminid attack, which the Desolator coming through gives them the armor reduction they need. Void's up on the Sheku to already use the Icarus dive. He'll get Crypto cleared up, and he'll fall, and suddenly Perky Pepperonis capitalized on a critical error from the Luccini squad of just being a little too deep with 3 heroes that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, absolutely. The Perky Pepperonis will take that all day. 7-11 here as we move past the 15-minute mark. A trio of kills will open up Roche possibilities for this Dire squad, but they are pretty limited on minus armor. No medallion or anything like that. Not sure how fast this Roche is going to be.
They have Desolator for...
Oh, yeah, they've got the Deso. Derp, what am I talking about, Mod? He went straight Deso, too. He even skipped boots.
No boots.
I like this.
Not super uncommon, but definitely not the most common thing in the world. Luccini do this every time, and it actually works. Luccini are the one team that, like, literally they just put the thing right on Roche or right outside of Roche and say, well, we hope to God we find this. Doesn't work on Roche, by the way.
Here we go. Again, Luccini, a bit too late. Aegis goes the way of the Weaver. They're smoked up on the high ground trying to decide what to do. Do we engage? Do we back out? And it looks like they're ready to go in. They're going to find the Nimble Navigator. Oh, Jakiro. You cut off one head and another grows back. Phoenix will get credit for that one.
So, I mean, that's fine, though. They're okay with losing your Jakiro for 34 seconds. The problem is that this turns into a tier 1 tower, which then again... it just propels the Alchemist to be even further in farm when he's already 3k ahead of that of the Weaver. So they'll get the kill in the tower. They'll pressure forward too because they still have Ravage. They have all their abilities back up, exception of Infest. But ready to go. Oh,
Invisible Phoenix almost scouts out the Batrider. Monkeys blinks down to the low ground. Needs to be a little careful here. Elder Titan lowering that armor. In comes the stun from Alk. They've got pretty good damage, and Monkeys will die once more to start off this fight. Not the best start for the Pepperonis. He uses the Doom, surprisingly, here onto the sword. Now the Supernova comes out, and this is looking bad for the Ronis. Doom dies to the burn of the Supernova. The stun goes off into an Earth Splitter. The Weaver does manage to survive. He's already used the time lapse, so now they're going to dive in on the Nimble Navigator once more. They're definitely going to be able to bring down the Jakiro. Black will survive through it. And the only one that survives is the one with the Aegis. It's a disastrous fight, Mott.
How could you possibly think that's a good idea to fight into that when you've already lost a hero and your other one's respawning?
I don't know.
That's just classic clown shoes Dota right there for Perky Pepperonis. Like, you just walk up to the high ground. Let me just lace him up real quick, everybody. Okay, we got him on now. We can take the team fight. I mean, that's what it was, right? Because...
No, you're really right. Batrider jumped in.
Why do you fight 4 versus 5, even with an Aegis? Even if you think you can take and do the damage, you've got the Doom on the Titan. Maybe you're thinking, okay, sure, we've expended this ability. We need to go now. You have like this feeling in the back of your head, like we don't take this fight, then it's just a waste.
No, that was
die. So
Monkeys actually stunned up by Black here. It's only a level 2 concoction, but the Tide comes in. This guy's actually pretty low. Now the Sunray from over the ways. They can't quite find him, and Monkeys will make it away. Just for now, at least. They might still be able to catch him. He has Blink Dagger up.
This guy should
In
be
comes
dead.
the Phoenix.
He's so
Okay.
dead right now. Monkey's dodged like 4 bullets there to stay alive. He missed they couldn't quite get the second right click from the Alk to do enough damage. They missed the Sunray at the tail end there. I mean, he's just, God. He might still die. The Urn's going to come out. Now his Blink's been put on cooldown.
Dude, the sword has a Ravage. He's ready to jump in here. He's also got a Met coming on the way. The Courier's bringing the recipe. Now it gets delivered. Black has the stun out onto Dad. There's the Ravage.
No.
Connects on 2. Weaver getting low. Doesn't have enough mana to pop his ult. They get an easy kill on the Doom. Tide mechs up. Bring down the Aegis. Meanwhile, Black just playing Ring Around the Rosie with Monkeys Forever. It's looking like another Radiant-centric fight here. Black getting low. He's armlet toggling pretty effectively. Now mech used by the Jakiro. Not the time-lapse Weaver wanted to use there. That's going to take him low and finish him off in this fight. He's going to have to back up. Now the Sunray again, healing them up. The Wind Ray, as they call it. Monkeys jumps into his death as Phoenix resets things.
Oh my God.
This fight went from bad to worse, Mott. It's just... It's actually a disaster.
Oh, he didn't wait long enough for the time lapse. He did not wait long enough. Let me time lapse back to when I had 10 HP. Well,
yeah, that
Jeffins
was
is going to get caught. He's dead, I think, as well. They have unstable concoction. The stomp will help finish him off. And Perky Pepperonis had a pretty good start. But if you look at the net worth graph, they never actually had the lead, apparently, ever in this game. So
it was kind of even until this Radiant team just completely took over. I mean, now this Alchemist feels nigh unstoppable here, Mod. He's got a Manta on the way. 14k, 15k net worth, literally doubling the leading farmer on the Perky Ronies, who is this Weaver. Looking at a Desolator, probably into Lincoln's, has the Perseverance, but still pretty far away from the completed item. I don't know how you recover this. Like, all of their heroes at this point, they all this is the stage of the game where the Perky Pepperonis need to be ahead to have a chance to win, and they're already behind. Like, what's the recovery mechanism here?
I don't know.
They don't even really have great high ground defense.
You don't have a big team fight ultimate. You have to you have to get a couple of picks and hope that what you did, which is Luccini taking like a fight 4 versus 5 against Perky Pepperonis in a really bad spot, which is exactly what Perky Pepperonis did in Luccini just a couple of minutes ago. You kind of have to hope that happens, and then your Weaver cleans up. But even then, it's just like you don't have great AoE damage. You don't have that big team fight ultimate that's going to change things. It really comes down to, I think, the vision for Jeppins when he gets his Ags. Yeah. And even that's not really that damage changing when you're this far behind. Maybe it is, but in this instance, I feel like Perky Pepperonis are in a very tight spot.
Yeah, Tide's working on his Blink Dagger. He'll have that coming up soon. Now even the Life Stealer, number 2 on net worth, out farming everybody on the side of the Perky Pepperonis. I think without the Alchemist, we'd be saying, wow, this Life Stealer is pretty strong. He's going to be a real force to be reckoned with. And then you've got the Alk, who is just completely toppling him. Monkeys Forever gets jumped on. Force Staff not going to be enough to save him here as the Infest Bomb comes out, and Kigami just gives him a couple of right clicks down. Another easy pickoff onto the Bat Rider. No buyback there, and I think this will be a tier 2 tower sacrificed in the wake of the dead Bat.
You think you just go high ground, maybe? I don't know. Black has his Mantis style. His Octarine Core is coming out pretty soon. They have mech. They could use a blink for the sword. I think it's flying out currently. Nope, it's Guardian Greaves. Just kidding. It's fine either way. They have the Shadow Blade, so that's some initiation you have going the way of Perky Pepperonis, which they desperately need. This is very difficult. This high ground hold is macro power will help stave it off for the time being, but you can see that already the Illusion's doing some work, pushing them into the base. They don't want to fight in the macro power. They're going to heal back up. They'll probably pop the Guardian Greaves momentarily. Here comes the Doom. He's going to find it up onto Kagami. He doesn't get his rage off this time. Lasso, Black is in trouble. Armlet Toggle's not going to be there. He'll be the first to fall. Supernova, but Ravage covers it. The egg stays alive. 3 in trouble. They get the stun off. Monkeys Forever and Jeppins both get blown up immediately, and then the Weaver falls soon thereafter. Doom is now going Kagami. They have the open wounds ready to go. Pizza Dad, you are not making it out alive. They've already bought back on Monkeys. No Lasso ready to go. He's got Flame Break, Sticky Napalm, and that is it. And Kagami wants to chase further. Another buyback comes out from the Jakiro. Camel will go ahead and keep you away. Monkeys hits like a wet noodle with no Sticky Napalm stacks, and Kagami will continue to go to work on the tower as he pops the armlet. They've got open wounds. They can dive this if necessary. Anchor Smash, Guardian Greaves back up for mana if they need it. They're going to use it momentarily. They'll pop it off and then back together. Kagami pops the armlet, not at the right time. Gets the Urn charge up. Monkeys Forever still trying to defend this. They will get the tier 3, and they might even just back, but no, the Gush comes out. Open wounds goes again. The Sun Ray, look at the damage. He's blowing him up. They even jump in with, I think, a Force coming out with an Infest Bomb. And they get the job done. Now the Rack's getting hit up, but they do have rotations back in as Jeppins has survived. Black
they got to get out.
But I think that should be the end.
I mean, even if these two die here, Mott, it doesn't matter. That was 5 for 1 with 2 buybacks, and they get a recovery kill on top of that. The Tide gets doomed. He's going to try to walk out. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't get doomed. I'm sorry. Thought I heard the noise.
Well, I think he's dead anyway. Wow,
he's
actually...
dead.
That was a lot
Doom's
of damage.
just talking here. They might be able to get the Outer Titan as well. In that primary fight, the Phoenix did as much damage as the Bat Rider, Doom, and Weaver combined. Like, that's how sick the Natural Order combined with the Supernova Egg and then into Sunray like that. Like, the Phoenix is just doing so much damage in these team fights.
It's team
Unreal.
meta. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, Slicedo is going to lose his CP. It actually gets interrupted by the Ice Path.
He's got Infest in 16 seconds if he can survive that long.
He's in no man's land, though. I think he's going down.
Dead.
Bat Rider should be able to finish him off, and there we go. Jeppins actually gets credit for the shutdown. 600 gold going his way. A nice little pick-me-up there for the Perky Pepperonis. They do hold on, but that fight, we saw the power of the Alchemist. Sure, they did kill him. They dropped a lot of their power to bring him down, and then after that, you still saw the team fight power of the Luccini lineup. The Ravage on top of Supernova is just, it's crippling. And there's going to be a Shiva's Guard on the Phoenix before too long here. 2,100 gold and a plate mail already secured. He's not too far away.
These are the games you dream as a Phoenix, to have somebody be your bodyguard while you Supernova literally on top of them. Not to mention what you talked about, the Natural Order being pretty amazing, because Supernova is magical damage. Base resist reduction of 33% at its max level for Natural Order. And they're already pretty squishy on a lot of these heroes. Even, well, the Doom being the tankiest, I think, of the bunch. Maybe the Night Stalker, actually, with the Aghanim Scepter. They're still pretty damn squishy when it's all said and done.
Interesting choice. The Doom went Shadow Blade here. I mean, it does give you a way to initiate. Unlike a Blink Dagger, you know, you can kind of walk in, be that mobile ward to start off the fight. So it can secure you to get the ideal Doom target if you can catch, like, the Tide Hunter or the Phoenix, for that matter. But I don't know. I mean, what are you thinking here, Mott? They did end up going mech on the Jakiro.
I think that if they lose in this Smoke of Deceit, if they lose at least 2 heroes here in this game. Luckily, they have the 2-2 tower, so maybe not.
Night Stalker, the only one with a buyback.
Yeah, that's a big issue. Did the Weaver buy something? He had it a minute ago. Yeah, he must have bought something. I guess he's trying to buy his full BKB, which will help him in the next fight. Roche is up too. I think you can just take Roche if you're Radiant. You have enough team fight that you could contest it or whatever.
They definitely could. I think they could also just charge high ground. They might not really care. They've got Ravage. They've got a Hood now up on the Tide. They've got an Infest Bomb. They actually clip Monkeys with the Infest Bomb. They don't kill him, but they bring him damn low.
Monkeys is barely alive again. But they push him back enough that they can head to Roche. But here's the scan. So Perky Pepperonis know that they're heading over into that direction of Roche. They're not actually in the pit yet. But we'll wait and see if they make a mounting defense, if they go for an aggressive play. Jeppins is walking out. He's got Void. He'll use it. They're going to lasso up the sword. He's going to get brought in. The Dew comes out. They're using a lot for this Tide Hunter. Split Earth is going to go, or Earth Splitter rather. It's going to hit up onto the Weaver, who it has his time lapse. You might have to use it here momentarily. The sword's still doomed up, but only for about maybe 10 more seconds. Time lapse back. Black's here ready to fight. He's got his ulti in 15 seconds. Mantis style ready to go as well. And so Doom and Lasso are both down now. That's it. Necropower was used as well. You just have to wait, I think. They can just keep going now to the high ground. Black doesn't need to take too much damage. His armlet, and probably should toggle it, though. He doesn't use his armlet for solutions. That's fine. It's a bit of a mistake, but okay, we'll let it go. Luccini's the sword. He's got 17 wand charges. They'll pop the Guardian Greaves. They're kind of low in HP. Monkeys will come back forward. Icarus dive. There's the Infest out. Supernova on top, and they have to all head back to the well. The Stomp will catch out Middle Navigator himself. The Supernova breaks. The stun will go on, well, maybe nobody. Dad as well as the Weaver are a little close by. Unstable Concoction will hit up. Black's still chasing. He's got his Octarine. Now he's going to go to work on the Rack's bottom, whereas the rest of the crew, Cogni included, will go to work on the mid tier 3 tower. This should be a ranged Rax, but everybody's still alive except for the Jakiro. Open Wounds comes down to Jeppins. He's going to get Unstable Concoction. Sunray brings him pretty much dead. almost kills him, and it does.
They
at
still
the end of
have
the
the
day.
Ravage too, Mott. That's the most ridiculous part about this. The Sword has been so cautious with his positioning here. He's been getting kited around, and he's just holding the Ravage. Just the threat of the Tidehunter walking forward is enough to repel the Perky Pepperonis into a defensive posture, and all the while the Alchemist is just going ham on their structures here.
There's no Doom up, ready to go for another 40 seconds, but Dad's going to come in. BKB's popping the Weaver again. They're going to just try to fight into this. The Sword, they want to bring him down. They want to kite out this Ravage if possible. They don't want the Weaver to go down, but now his BKB has been used up and the open wounds will go, and he's got no boots, so time lapse away. Unstable Concoction was already used and mishandled by Black. He couldn't quite get the stun off onto the Weaver. He'll be able to get away. Monkey's Fervor TP's back in. He's got the lasso. We're running it thin at this point. Nibble Navigator gets stunned up. Black Top's command style. There's the Ravage. It'll hit onto 2. The first will be the Chikiro fall, and Monkey's is the next. And that should be, I think, the beginning of the end, my friend.
Yeah, it's a dieback for the Shakiro. Now Dad's going to be in the front lines. He's going to be brought down. 4 dead, no buybacks available. GG is called. Luccini eliminating the Perky Pepperonis. Looks like the fans at home weren't twisting those nipples hard enough tonight, Mott. The Ronis
certainly
are
not
eliminated.
I can tell you all about that. Let me tell you.
Oh, boy.
That was
a brutal game, dude.
It
That
really
Alp
was disastrous.
He was out of control. I don't know who that guy was. That might have been the real Black for all I know, but he farmed like an absolute monster.
He farmed like
900 GPM.
He did farm like Black, although he had a rough early game. Not much to say